but now it works as it should. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Motorcycle Rewind, and today we're with a what year is it? A 1980 Honda C70 in this beautiful yellow color with the brown and white seat. Why was a 1980 Honda C70 in seemingly good shape with only 2,950 almost 1 miles, new tires, why was it parked? Let's see if we can figure out. Oh, and it does this. So you're probably saying, Eric, what the hell are we doing here? What's going on with this? Well, let me show you what it doesn't do. Shifty, shifty, shifty. Doesn't go into gear. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is check this adjuster. First thing you do is loosen the nut, because I just want to make sure. Try the easy thing first. I think I know where it is. I'll share that with you in just a minute. And then you just turn this guy till you feel resistance. Let me make sure it's loose, which we're there, and then turn back about 1/8 of a turn. Let me see if I can tighten this guy up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's about it. Let's try it one more time. And then I think we'll just move ahead to where I think I know where it is. Okay, let me start it back up. And then, yeah, we're still nothing. Because it's not engaging. It's not like the clutch is stuck or dragging, anything like. It's like not even going into gear. So I think I know where it is, and I'll show you what I think it is. So I went to cmsnl.com. What I do is I type in the year, make, and model. So for this, I typed in 1980 Honda C70 CMSNL in your search bar, and then it'll bring you right to the page for it, and then you pick the diagram that looks like yours. I think what's wrong, this was my guess, is that this spring is busted and this is not engaging where it's supposed to. That's what I think. And there's only one way to find out, which is to pull that cover off and to find out. So let's get at it. Okay, let's get some of this stuff out of the way. Get the kickstart lever off. Come on now. There we go. Okay, we got to pull this exhaust off, and then we'll get the pegs off. And then we can start taking the side cover off. All right, let's get this guy out somehow. Come on. We gotta wiggle this guy out. Come on. There we go. Jeez and Pete's. Come on, you can do it. This game of Tetris trying to get this thing out of here. Okay, we got those two. Good. I think the pegs. Do I have to take the pegs off? Maybe not. Maybe we can do it without taking the pegs off. Fingers crossed. Okay, let's start getting these out. Come on. Trying with this guy. No, not yet. I'll break out the other one. This is a JIS impact, so we gotta give it a go first. Yeah, I got that one. We got this one already. There we go. It just has a longer reach, so I thought it'd be easier. Good. And we're crushing it. We just have one up there. And we got this one and that one. Let's give it a shot. Come on, you can do it. Okay, we just got this one. Try this one more time. Let's get the big boy. Could be a girl. I mean, what is it, a boy or a girl? I don't know. Big person, bigot. Not a bigot, that's a different thing. But big thing. Yeah, let me get that. Okay, now let me get these off. Okay, I did loosen the pegs. I didn't take them off completely, but I just want to see if that's enough to get me through, or am I gonna have to take them off completely? Okay, let's see if we can get this guy off. Come on, it's not that. There we go. Oh yeah, that was, I had a whole, well, these are my adjuster pieces that fell. We'll make sure that nothing's broken and that they're all there. Make sure there's nothing else. Yep, that's where it was. Let's see if we can figure this thing out. Okay, so keep an eye out right down here. Right down here. I'm gonna move the shifter, and you just keep an eye out. There's a spring in there that is just kind of floating. I don't know if you can pick it up. Let me see if I can get you up there. It is right. Let me see if I can grab it. Oh, it's off now. It is completely off. It's just floating right in there. I see it. Well, I saw it. I don't see it anymore. Yeah, you see the back end of it right there? But it's not connected to anything. And that is probably our issue. I want to check and make sure that we have everything here that we're supposed to have and that we're not missing anything. And then we're going to get to disassembly so we can get to hooking that spring back up, and hopefully that solves it. Okay, let's go ahead and take this clutch off. Well, let's get this guy off. Take this off. These three, I already smacked them. I just look at the parts diagram and to figure out which way it's got to come apart. It may not be the right way, but it's a way. I'll get that guy off in just a second. There's a bearing that rides in here that came out with the adjuster. So take this apart, and then it should all just spline off. At least I think so. Get that guy off. This guy. Those three, go with that one. These four, go with this one. Just trying to keep myself organized. Okay, now this guy. Maybe that guy comes loose. Looks like I'm gonna have to tap-a-roo. I don't have anything to go on that. So let's try beating it on with something I have. If not, we're going to be stopped. We've got something at home I could use. There we go. Just have to tap it around the corner. About the same amount of force of putting a fuel tank sending unit in. Okay, that's that. Do I have anything else there? Got a washer. There we go. That was holding that on. Good job. I want to keep that together as much as I can. And I want to see if I can get this guy off so I can get to my problem right here. Oh, where'd he go? Did it just disappear? Come on, David Blaine, what happened to it? Do you see it? Can you see it? It flipped up and ended up right here, and against that back, just the open hole, it seemed a whole lot worse. I couldn't see it. But this guy, I don't believe that's the way Honda intended it. So let me see if we can figure out if we can find a new one. So let me show you why I thought it was it. Now put this guy back on so you have a reference. So when I move the shifter up and down, it moves this up and down. but it also moves this arm up here, and it's got a paw, I guess, or a dog, I don't know what they call it, and it's supposed to stay up and engage to be able to put it in and out of gear like that, right? It's supposed to engage and to move it in and out of gear. See how you hear it clicking? Yep, that's what's supposed to happen. But that wasn't happening because this thing was just doing that. Nothing holding it up against it. So I'm hoping that was it, which I think it is. So digging into it, it's there. I like to highlight it and copy the part number. I could get it from CMSNL. They're $6.35 plus shipping. Or I can do this, 1980 Honda C70 shift arm spring, and then paste the part number, and then hit go and see if I can find a local solution. I could even call my local Honda dealer and see if they have it, see if I can pick one up from them, because it's and I can search by the part number. Sometimes you can find them on, now I've got more places than just CMSNL. CMSNL is great. Here's this one, has it for $3.39. And like I said before, CMSNL is great. They're, even though they're in Holland or the Netherlands, it ships really fast and it's good. So here's another one right here. This one's a little, that's what it's supposed to look like. This hadn't looked like that in a long time. Nope. So this is probably our problem. $10 part. I'm gonna call the local Honda dealer and see if they have them. In a unfortunate turn of events, you got a spring, right? A little bitty part. Called two Honda dealers. One a Honda specific dealer, the other one a third party. They're a Honda dealer, but they sell other stuff too. Neither one of them had them in stock, and they could both get it 5 days. I can get them from Holland quicker than that. And that's unfortunate because I'd like to support the local guy, but doesn't have it. I got one more option tomorrow. They're closed on Mondays, but Cycle Shack up in Picayune, Mississippi, they've been around for, I think, since the late 60s, early 70s. So they've been around for a long time, and they tend to have a lot of old inventory that's still there. So a lot of times you can find some stuff they'll have. So I'll try them tomorrow. Hopefully, fingers crossed, be able to get it local. If not, I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and order it online. And which is not a problem, but when you want to shop local as much as possible, it makes it kind of difficult. And the other thing, I'm just gonna go on saying, is I don't know if you guys have experienced this with your local shops. Sometimes if they don't have it in stock, they're not enthusiastic about wanting to get it for you. It's like, yeah, it's like they try to make it seem like it's a hassle so you don't buy it from them. And that's unfortunate. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you've experienced that same thing, or is it just me and I'm an outlier. I'd like to know what your experience is. So the good thing is we figured out what was wrong with this guy. So now it's just putting it all back together once we get that spring. A little bitty spring holding us up, stopping us from doing what we want to do. So yeah, this little guy right here, it put us on lockdown. Yeah, I'm gonna call my buddy Bill and see if he's got one. If he's back in town, he may have one. He's sticking around. We have some other bikes that we could maybe turn into a parts bike that are already kind of on the way to doing that, but this is not too bad. This one little guy shut us down. Everything else looks good. I mean, the engine looks good on the inside. I will check to make sure that we have everything else that we need for the other bits. I think this is everything that we need. This spring goes here. This guy rides in here. I want to check to make sure that we're not missing a pin from here. See, there's one on this side And I want to make sure, but there's not a hole on the other side, so I don't know if a pin goes there or not. I'm going to do some research just to make sure if I'm going to go looking for parts, I might as well dig it up and make sure I'm getting everything all at once while this is out. Put it all back together, then Bob's your uncle. So guys, hopefully in the next video with this guy, we have the spring, we got it all back together. It runs really, really good, and hopefully it'll shift really, really good. So guys, as always, I'd like to thank you for watching yet another episode of Motorcycle Rewind. And do me a favor, like, tag, share, and follow us on Instagram at Motorcycle Rewind. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks again, guys, and have a great day. Okay, you see right here, I went ahead and just bent the spring. I'm just going to show you. We're still going to get another one, but now it works as it should. But I don't know how weak this spring is. And by bending it, I just spun it into itself until it tightened up. So we're still going to replace it, but I just wanted to make sure that that was it. And it is.
Years ago, somebody missed a step and left this Honda in a mess. It was one little spring, one little thing, keeping this Honda from doing its thing. I searched and searched till the answer appeared. One little spring and the problem was clear. Eureka, there it is. The answer hiding deep within. One little spring was all it took to write another chapter in the book. That's the way these old bikes go. Big problems from parts so small. The smallest beats can't stop it all until you find it. One little spring, one little thing. Now this Honda's back to shifting again.